This is Startup Biz Coach Radio, formerly known as Mornings with Terry, and we're empowering entrepreneurs right from the start. Find us at thestartupbizcoach.com every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern with your host, Terry Clay. Are you ready to get this business started?
Hey, this is Terry Clay, and I am back with another Startup Biz Coach Radio. Yeah. And we are so excited to be back on the call yet another day. As we know, we do this call every single day, Monday through Friday, and we used to kind of go live at 10 a.m. Eastern, but I'm usually get on there a little bit earlier. But if you head over every single day at the Startup Biz Coach Radio, StartupBizCoach.com, you will get access to the recordings. And you know what? If you missed any, make sure you go to the StartupBizCoach.com and just look on the front page, and you will see all of and you can catch up on any recordings or any lessons that you missed out on. And what we do is we talk to successful entrepreneurs every single day, different niches, different topics, but I've spoken with different people today. So far, I've spoken with somebody who did branding. I've actually spoke with Sharon Lecter today, who did the Think and Grow Rich for Women book. She wrote with Rich Dad, Poor Dad with Robert Kiyosaki. I spoke with just different niches. I have somebody out of Canada today I spoke with. So it's so that you can actually grow your business, because we are empowering entrepreneurs right from the very start. And if you just tune in, like I said, every single day, you will get some sort of value from this call. So, as like I said, every Monday through Thursday we have guests on this call. I do the call on Friday myself, and we do have a guest again today. And as we do on the Startup Biz Coach Radio, we allow our guests to introduce themselves and just give us a couple of sentences of who you are and what you do.
Well, hi, I'm Lisa Ryam, and I am Chief Appreciation Strategist at Grategy. And what I do is I work with organizations to keep their top talent and their best customers from becoming someone else's. I do that through my seminars, workshops, and keynotes that really focus on employee engagement, retention, recognition, as well as customer loyalty and retention.
Mm-hmm. So where did you come up with the Grategy name? How did you come up with that?
Grategy actually stands for Gratitude Strategies, and it came about, 2009, when I started keeping a gratitude journal with some of my friends, and the results that I received from it were actually so profound that I started to do research on the power of gratitude to see if there was more to it than just this feel-good emotion that, we always associate with gratitude. And when I saw the amount of research that really affected not only our relationships but our health and our businesses, I knew that this was a message that businesses, that entrepreneurs, that really everybody needed to hear, and that's when Grategy got started, so I could help others to put together their own Grategies for life and business success.
Wow, that's good. I like that name. It's really catchy, Grategy. And I'm sure you get a lot of people talking about it, because it's a different name. So what does gratitude have to do with entrepreneurship?
Well, in the life of an entrepreneur, I think I always had entrepreneurial tendencies, but my career was in sales, and I went the full gamut. I was a straight commission independent contractor in the welding industry, and my last sales position was in medical sales, or that was kind of like the coup de grace, where you make really nice money and company car and all the benefits. And that position was actually eliminated via group conference call with 12 other people on the phone getting canned at the same time. And I had been wanting to start my own business for a long time, But when you are making that kind of money, you don't walk away from it.
No.
So when the decision was made for me, I decided to take that leap. So when you're an entrepreneur, there's great days where you feel like you can take on the world, and then there's other days that you just kind of wonder, like, what am I doing? Am I crazy or what?
Right.
And when you can focus on finding the good every day, no matter what it is that you're going through, starting where you're at, it makes a huge difference, and it really makes it easier to get through those difficult times because we get used to finding the good things that we have. And bringing that positive energy into our businesses not only affects us and our relationships because, we're not taking out our moods on our spouse and our kids and everything, but our customers, our clients notice the difference and they are more drawn to us. So it just creates this really positive cycle that helps us to grow our business.
Right. That sounds good. That's good. So is there more to gratitude than just a feel-good emotion?
There's actually a lot of research, and I was surprised by this. One of the first books that I read was actually by Dr. Robert Emmons, and he's at the University of California at Davis, and he took a random group of students, divided them into 3, and he had the first group that wrote down all the things that they were grateful for every day. The second group wrote down all the troubles, all the hassles, all the things that bugged them. And the third group simply recorded the day's events. They were the control group. And what he found after doing this for 10 weeks is not only was the gratitude group 25% happier, they complained less often. They worked out on average an hour and a half more per week. They had fewer physical ailments. Their relationships were stronger. And then when he took it the next step and he interviewed people that were associated with the gratitude group to see if they noticed any difference, they actually did. The other people noticed that the gratitude group was more emotionally available. They were nicer to be around. So even though sometimes we associate gratitude just with this feel-good emotion, it really has been shown by research to impact our perspective, our health, our relationships with others, and overall our businesses as well. Yeah.
It seems like, well, I didn't think of it till you said it, but it just seems like, the Bible does say, like, as a man thinketh. So if you're thankful for this and that and the other, then actually your life, I guess, will follow, to be, thankful for, I guess, because sometimes I notice that, like, if you're, like, in a negative day, it's a negative way or something for that day, and you think of all the good or stuff that you can be thankful for, then you're not going to be so, I guess, depressed or down and out or something like that.
Right. And I tell, when I do my programs and stuff, I tell my audiences that this isn't about, slapping on a happy face and happy, joy all the time. Because, life happens. We get mad, we get angry, we get sad, we get depressed. But when we can feel that emotion, when we can experience the depth of that emotion, and when we're ready to find just one good thing, and when we can find one good thing, we can find the next, and we can find the next. So it's just, like you said, when you're having a bad day, to look for, okay, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? What did I learn? What potential blessing is going to come from this in the future? So we can start to project positive thoughts as well.
Wow, that's good. I like it, because I think when I lost everything I owned, lived in an abandoned building, I remember one of the things that I was able to do to kind of get out of that was to say, thank you, Lord, for waking me up. Thank you for waking me up, because I still was alive, and it just didn't seem like anything good. My mindset was saying nothing else good was I could say good about. But what I did notice, that when I did say thank you, Lord, for waking me up, the next 3 days later I could say 2 things, and then I could say 10 things. So it was like the more good I saw, the bigger I could see more good, like more and more good would come. So I know that technique works.
Yeah, absolutely. And when people are really stuck, I just tell them to take the mirror test. And basically the mirror test is you take a mirror, you breathe on it. If you're fogging a mirror, there's something that you can find to be grateful for.
That's right. That's right. That is so true.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes when we're going through difficult times like you, it's, thank you for waking me up. Because, the alternative is not that great.
No, it's not. Not at all. Definitely not. So tell me about how gratitude affects business and customer relationships.
Well, there was a really interesting study done a couple of years ago by Dan Kennedy, who is a marketing guru. And he looked at all the reasons why a customer stops doing business with a company. 1% of them die. Okay, not a thing you're going to do about those people. 3% move away, 5% switch due to a friend's recommendation. There were all these little reasons that added up to 32%. And what he found is that when a customer stops doing business with a company, 68% of the time, it's because that customer feels ignored, unappreciated, or taken for granted. So when you look at the amount of time, the amount of effort, the amount of money that we as entrepreneurs spend to attract that new customer to us, we need to appreciate that person, to take care of them, to make them feel like they are valued and appreciated so that they stay with us, because they are much more profitable over the long run than they are if we are just churning and burning customers every week.
Mhm. Okay, that's good. So how has gratitude got you through the tough times? I just talked about my tough times. So how does it help you?
It's really gotten me into the habit. I do a couple different gratitude practices. In the morning when I wake up, I have a gratitude journal. And before my feet even hit the ground in the morning, I reach over, I take my journal, and I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. And I try to add some specifics to it, because if every day I just wrote down, I'm grateful for my husband, I'm grateful for my cat, I'm grateful for my house, it would be really boring really quickly. So adding some detail that, I'm so grateful that Scott cooked a great dinner last night, or, I'm so grateful for watching Big Bang Theory with 2 of my kitties sitting on my lap. So, we can be grateful for things, and I can be grateful for things in advance in the morning. So you kind of set that precedent for the day. At night, I do what I call the WINS journal, WINS. And that is actually looking back on the day and finding 5 good things that happened that day. And I think that's the practice it's even more difficult than the gratitude journal, because gratitude journal is always positive and looking forward and being thankful. But if you have had a particularly horrific day and you are forcing yourself to find 5 good things that happened that day, it really puts a different perspective on the day, and it also helps you fall asleep a lot faster because you're not ruminating on all the things that went wrong.
Negative.
You actually were able to find 5 good things that happened.
Yeah, that's good. I might have to use that, because some days I do have bad days, and to be able to focus on the positive, because there is positive in every day. It has to be. And especially, like you said, take that mirror test. If you're there at the end of the day, that's one thing to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
And but yeah, I'm going to have to definitely practice that of finding 5 good things that happen throughout the day. I think that I think, if nothing else, that helps your mindset to believe in the positive and in good things happening. So I kind of like that.
Well, and the interesting thing, too, another study, especially since, we're getting into cold and flu season, they actually found that when you choose positive emotions over negative emotions, you actually improve your immune system. The most interesting study I saw was on anger and compassion, and it actually showed that for every 5 minutes you spend in anger, you actually reduce the efficiency of your immune system for up